So I just finished the 8 episode run of Donald Glover and Maya Erskine's series, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, on Amazon Prime TV. And it was fantastic. I love this show so much. It is my favorite show since WandaVision. Squid Games was actually really good as well. So I understand why Squid Games was so great. But I got to go back to pandemic times. And Mr. and Mrs. Smith, the TV series, had the same thing that WandaVision had. They had a really great story. The visuals was great. And just like the relationship between Paul Bettany and Elizabeth Olsen, you see the same thing in Donald Glover and Maya Erskine. There's certain people that you see on screen and you kind of wish they were a couple in real life. I felt that way with like Nia Long and Lorenz Tate and Love Jones, Kate and Leo in Titanic, Elizabeth Olsen and Paul Bettany in WandaVision, Jessica Chastain and Oscar Isaac in anything, because they got something, even though they were different people. But Maya and Donald got the same thing. And the reason it works, I had a conversation with somebody and I said, like, man, like earlier, I was like, man, they got great chemistry. I saw this after episode 1. And she was like, they got great chemistry because she hasn't seen it yet. And I was like, yeah. I was like, the thing about the Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, was you bought them as spies. You're like, man, these are two sexy, two beautiful people who are spies. And you bought that. Maya and Don, they're good looking people in their own right, but they're nerdy. They're quirky. It's almost like the thing that's appealing to it is almost like asking the question, what if you and your girlfriend, you and your husband became spies? Because most people are just regular looking folk. But most people, it's like, are they a spy? But yes, I can see myself being a spy because of this show. I probably can't shoot well, but still. So the writing was great. The locales they shot at was great. If you're a fan of those James Bond films when they're at exotic locations, you will be disappointed. But I will say that really Mr. and Mrs. Smith is a relationship show wrapped inside of a spy series. You get to see what it's like for couples when they first meet and when they develop a relationship and they get married and the ups and downs of marriage or any type of long-term relationship. Like there's a realness to that series that I think couples should watch, because I think couples actually could see part of themselves in this series. There's some nods to the Brad and Angelina movie, especially towards the back end of the series. There's more nods to that movie. The writing's really good. The showrunner Francesca did a great job. I think it's Francesca Sloan, I think her name is. But man, it all comes down to Maya and Don. It just comes down to them. I will be honest, like I'm a fan of Donald Glover, just Childish Gambino, in Atlanta. I wasn't there for Community, even though my ex-schoolmate from the University of Akron, Yvette Nicole Brown, was on Community. I really didn't watch it that much, so I didn't jump on Don's career until Childish Gambino, and then from that led me to Atlanta. And I love Atlanta so much because Atlanta is one of my favorite series of all time. So when they said he was going to do this reboot, I was like, can he? Because I'm coming off Atlanta Don, but he pulled it off. Donald Glover is probably one of the most underrated TV people today. He's building, and not just TV, just everything in media. Like, by the time his career is over, Donald Glover will be one of the most underrated TV icons that we've seen. And he's doing it very quietly. And Maya Erskine, like, I didn't know Maya before this. And it's like, man, she's a cool chick. Like, I would love to hang with her. I would love to hang with them. I just love this show. So for people who have bailed, because some people I've talked to say they bailed after the 3rd episode. I don't know how you bail, but if you bail, come back, because it gets better and better and better each and every episode. And if you don't have Amazon Prime, you can get it for 30 days, sign up for it and watch it. If you don't want to use your 30-day trial, then wait for a show that you want to see, like The Boys. If The Boys come back, Watch The Boys and then watch Mr. and Mrs. Smith. You will not be disappointed.